It's Monday. Monday, Monday, Monday. I know. For a Monday, I actually have a lot of energy. Or a lot. Energy enough that I'm actually going to share with you guys my thoughts on this new show. It's not okay, I wouldn't say it's new, but it is new to me. So I watched the first season, which I liked a lot. Oh, and by the way, hello, darlings. Hello, hello, hello. I know. It's like when I do these reality show recaps or commentaries, I feel like I'm imagining just chatting with my friends, and I just go right into it. Anyway, on that note, let's just go right into it. So I love the first, what is this now? The first season of Young, Famous, and African, which I didn't do any commentary or recap on. Probably should, huh? Anyway, so this is Young, Famous, and African Season 2, episodes 1 to 4. We're just gonna go bounce around. And again, love the show. Watched the first season, really liked it. Was really hoping that there would be a second season, which love it. We have, and now the dynamic between the groups seemed really genuine from watching the first season. Okay, they're just like an old group of friends. I don't mean age. I mean time. Like they have spent a considerable time together and have cultivated, their relationships with each other as a group and individually. Um, so overall, they seem to be a really tight, if not messy group, but also cared for each other somehow. Anyway, so again, this is for season 2. Gonna be bouncing around between episodes 1 to 4, or maybe not even do that. Anyway, so let's get into it. First of all, first of all, I just need to I just need to get it off my chest. What the hell is going on with the meetups? It's it's almost like this season is gonna be known for the monumental amount of meetups between the cast members, like individual cast members, like say Kanye meeting with Ani, Swanky meeting with Andile, Kanye meeting with Swanky and Nadia, or like Lewis meeting with Zari. It's or some of the gents meeting like Diamond meeting with Andile and Naked at the was it hotel gym or something. I'm just like, holy cow. But you I guess you do that because you want to lay down like the storyline or whatever. But holy cow, there's so many freaking meetups. It's like, hello. I mean, I don't know if like the is the prerequisites, like the producers gave the directive to each of the cast members, like you have to meet up with this person, now you have to meet with this other person. It just seemed endless, endless. And really, it was starting to exhaust me until until I was like, oh, okay, it's starting to take off. The messiness is starting to take off. But again, going back to the meetings, it feels like if they were like a meeting because they were trying to sell first class tickets in Emirates or something, they would have sold all the first class seats on Emirates some 3 times over, or maybe even chartered private jets 4 times over. Round trips only, okay? Just saying. So, let's get back to the cast members, new and old, who stood out for me almost immediately. That kind of like piqued my interest. Let's start with Bonang. I thought she was funny. I really did. I thought she was like a really great addition to this group. She seemed like she could hold her own. You know, I mean, each one of the members of the group has their own like sizable ego that they walk around with. In so, she fit right in. But that is until she went off the deep end of crazy on Lewis. More on him in a few, who had apologized a few times over regarding the issue with Bonang's previous work engagement. I believe it was a fashion week in Namibia where she was booked to grace the show, something to that effect. And it was Lewis who was actually either the promoter or the producer in charge of her accommodations, Bonang's accommodation, but he totally flubbed that because, according to him, it was his very first one. He was 23 and he really was inexperienced. And, there's that. So, even though Lois had already apologized to Bonang, something about that just set her off. Like, she was not having any of it. She contended that she's never been to Namibia, which, unfortunately, the Twitterverse has actually debunked. Like, the interwebs. The interwebs be keeping bones, honey. The interwebs is the ultimate bone collector, honey. And all of its receipts. I did feel like rewatching it, Bonang took that scene too far. I mean, I know it's a reality show, but how much of it is actually scripted, or who knows? I mean, I'm not there. I'm not one of the producers or cast members, so I wouldn't know. But she appeared in that scene like she was really trying to get away from the ghost of Davy Jones. Any of you Pirates of the Caribbean fan, you would know. And was trying to find a way to scream away that ghost like child. It is never cool ever to demean somebody. Doesn't matter how high you think that high horse is that you rode on, but girl, no. Just no. Period. But more on that later. Next cast member that piqued my interest is Lewis, the eponymous Lewis. Same gentleman who had apologized profusely to Bonang. And for the life of him, hey, he had to draw the line somewhere. And I couldn't really feel bad altogether for Lewis. In the beginning, though, I felt like it was lacking the explanation as to how he became a friend of Kanye's, or maybe they just forgot to mention it. I don't know. But Kanye does say that she's had her eyes on him. No, not in that way. Okay. For some time, but doesn't expound on that further. So, first impression, Lewis was keen to be part of the group, so much so that he is just about in every scene with one or at least one of the OG group members, if not all of them. His biggest claim to fame, however, is that unfortunately, in this season, he was a target of enmity and mean girl Des from Swanky, who, upon hearing that Lewis wanted to apologize to Bonang regarding the fashion week debacle, tattles to Bonang that Louise is planning to apologize to her, but doesn't actually share with Bonang the reason why Lewis was keen to apologize to her, and on top of that, adds another layer, unnecessary, and just completely like a lie to that issue. So I know Swanky ain't a fool. Doesn't seem like it. I mean, he says he ain't. So, and he knew exactly what that would do. You know, light a fire under Bonong. And did it grow into a brush fire? Because, I mean, after Bonong's tirade against Lewis at that like bonfire meetup that they had, I don't even know what you would call it, with Zari and Fantana and Swanky. Like I said, Lewis was just like, no, I'm dropping that last apology to you. I'm done, tired, and that's like gone to bed. That apology is never resurfacing again because, girl, you've gone off the deep end. And again, I can't like blame him because, oof, yeah, yeah. She, I'm telling you, she was trying to scream away the ghost of Davy Jones or something. Like he came back to life to try and like, I don't know, collect on a blood debt or something. Anywho, so I also felt like he was like one of the, well, actually, he was one of the new peoples, the new character cast members who really wanted to befriend Fontana and be her true friend, in the sense that he was trying to give her sage advice because Fontana had mentioned that she may be doing some collaboration with Diamond, and you know, that they had gone out on a date or maybe kissed or something like that. And at that point, Fontana was still a potential romantic interest of Lewis. But once Fontana let that out of the bag, he was trying to be a friend to her and let her know that, you know, he doesn't feel like she should be known as Diamond's side chick, since she already has a career, her rapping career, and according to her, she is the biggest, what's this now? Rapper? Did she say? She's the biggest, dance hall queen in Ghana. Or is it Africa? Not sure. But, and that, again, according to Lewis, you know, she should be known for her work and not for, you know, the steam and the sheets. And I'm so glad that Lewis, during this whole hyperventilating scream fest with Bonong, that was like all one-sided, it was all Bonong. I'm glad that Lewis kept his cool. Dude, this is a really expensive lesson for you. Like, learn to be choosy with the people you want to associate with. Not all that glitters is gold, as they say. Let's move on to Tubaba. Tubaba is Miss Annie's significant other. He is her husband for some years now. I think decade or so, or they've been together for at least a long time. Anyway, there was this scene at the dinner with Nadia, who in a previous scene has said she doesn't think Ani, who again is married to Tubaba, is her friend anymore, since Kanye had expressed that Kanye, feels like she and Ani are no longer friends. So Nadia felt like, well, since you and Ani are no longer friends or no longer close, I don't feel like Ani is really like my friend anymore. I mean, granted, we have layers to our like group of friends where we have some friends in that same group that we're closer to, and some that are close to us, but not people that we would like readily hang out with outside of the group, but they're still part of the group, if that makes sense. But then it's like, it was kind of like junior high-ish, like, oh, I'm not friends with her anymore, but she's still part of the group. But like, yeah, I don't know. Yeah. Anyway, so back to Tubaba. Um, at the dinner, there was also Naked and his girlfriend. I forget her name. I mean, honestly, what is the storyline to them? But anyway, more on that later. On delay, and of course Ani, Tubaba, and again Nadia. And out of left field, it was so weird because Tubaba just starts sharing his thoughts on marriage and sex in and outside of marriage. And immediately I think like, oh, pump the brakes on that, sir. Like, aren't you the one on the gossip webs purportedly having a child with a woman who is not your actual legal wife? And this wife we speak of is sitting right next to you at this same dinner where you're spouting off with so much conviction that men have needs and that men basically categorize sex with their spouse as making love and the carnal needs outside of the marriage construct, where you indulge in the delights of other women, aka that thought. Again, he's saying this right next to his legal wife. Like, now that, I have to say, that is bombastic audacity. That is just, wow. Hello? Like, call Tubaba's PR person. Like, if I was his PR person, I'd be like, oh, I'm melting. Like, maybe the producers should have cut the scene. I don't know. It was definitely not helping his cause at this rate. Like, sorry, not sorry, but he just kept harping on about it. It was like, bro, you know what you're not doing right now is trying to protect the emotion of your wife and, like, the integrity of like your marriage and how people, these immediate people, view your marriage. I mean, you obviously don't care, but how about your wife that's sitting next to you? Like, doesn't her feelings matter to you? You spouting off like this, like you're some big man out about on town. It's just not. No. I mean, if you want to embarrass yourself on your own, you handle it. But do you have to embarrass your wife too while you're at it? Like, while she's sitting next to you? I mean, sheesh, my goodness. Speaking of Ani, she is the seasoned entertainment veteran who is also, during this season, we see is on the outs with her prominent BFF, Swanky, the man with the many coats, who for the life of me does camp a little too much for my taste. I mean, he loves his accessories, sure, but the capes and the coats and the air of superiority, it just gets old. I don't know. I like a good wig and I like, all that stuff, but it's like, no, maybe, I don't know. Anyway, for me this season it got old, so maybe it would be different if we were shown his actual professional life, like where he's working with his clients as their stylist or something to that effect. Something other than the proverbial making an entrance by being proverbially late. Anyway, back to Annie. I felt really bad for her because her husband was basically tearing down her self esteem by talking about his proclivity to tasting rather, other women's ambrosia. Because again, according to him, he's a man who has hashtag needs. Poor Ani. Spent most of the season trying to convince people that she's in a happy, solid marriage. I mean, they even had the marriage renewal, the vow renewal, in the beginning of the season. Girl, the facade is definitely cracking. And that mirror is about to crash all around you in a million tiny pieces. These scenes are definitely not showing what you're trying to sell us, honey. One big happy marriage screams hanging on by an ever thinning thread. Like, Anibu, you need a good therapist. And greater still, a strong and loving support system. Seriously. Like, you need to check your husband if she wants to continue selling this rosy marriage that she's been fanning to us all to inhale. Because, ugh, girlfriend, seriously. Save your sanity and, like, you know, your self worth. Maybe it's time to, like, do some introspection. Like, Toronto. And then we go to Andile, who was also at that same dinner where, you know, Tubaba is like spouting off about being the big guy about town. Yeesh. Anyway, so the season, he's sharing with us, the viewers, that he's starting to look at his life and his perspective on that is that he's feeling like he really needs to give more thought to love and searching for the right person. Maybe one of his baby mamas? Question mark. To perhaps marry or settle down with, or at least lead to that. Not really sure why he's looking at Ani and Tubaba's marriage though as a guideline. But hey, to each his own. To each his own. Although in the previous season, Andile does not shy away from admitting that he's a booty-snatching, sperm-sowing gentleman. Is that an Austin Powers thing? But we have to give it up to Andile because both of his baby mamas practically mirror each other. Like, was he working towards a team of fembots? Asking for a friend. And Andile throwing heat at Nadia at this dinner for asking Chubaba to clarify what he means. Like, Nadia just wanted to know, really. Nadia wanted Tubaba to confirm that he truly is speaking for himself and not in some general sense, like he's trying to give you the roundabout, go around the mountain explanation about this. I mean, Andile, dude, he was not just speaking about himself, obviously. He was also speaking about you and everyone else in that same boat. I think the heat you were throwing at Nadia is because you wanted the attention elsewhere. You wanted the attention to be off of you and, you know, obviously to Baba. I'm just saying. It wasn't like it was Nadia who actually brought up this stream of consciousness from to Baba. The guy just blurted it out. Unless somebody was like holding a cue card opposite him. And like on the other side of the table that, like, you know, the viewers can't see or something. I don't know. But anyway, about that. Yeah, that was not a very good scene. So anywho, that would be brief. Those are the people who actually did pique my interest almost immediately as the season progressed. We're up to seen episode 4, so I will be doing more of the other ones as we go on. We'll be talking about my thoughts on Diamond Fontana and the Zari love triangle. I mean, is that even a thing? I don't know. Diamond and Zari's relationship has been interesting. They're very flirty with each other. I mean, they say that they are acquainted, very well acquainted, obviously, because they share 2 children together between them. But from the outside looking in, it seems like there's more. Like there's just more to it, right? Like it's almost like an open relationship, and then you pull back the reins whenever you want to, which to me seems like something they do to each other, kind of like just to play games with each other. I don't know. I mean, that's just how it comes off to me. Anyway, share your thoughts if you'd like in the comments, and if you wish to hear more about or want to be my YouTube friend, please do not hesitate to click the subscribe button. And this is Sarsci signing out for the night. And hopefully you guys have a fabulous week, a fabulous next week, fabulous month, fabulous rest of the year, darlings. It is damn near July, and you know what that means. Ever closer to Christmas. Love it. Anywho, hopefully I will see you again in the next go round on the other cast members of Young, Famous, and African. And if you haven't seen the show, it's on Netflix. It's really entertaining. It really is. I love it. Obviously, because I'm doing a stream of consciousness on it. So, ta-ta for now. I'll talk to you guys later. Remember to be kind to each other. Leave some grace for each other. And to journey in gratitude.